back to the channel, and today is my September TBR. Now for once, I'm not starting my TBR with saying that I'm going to have to finish a book from August. So it's a clean slate for September. I have 3 books that I really want to get to. I don't think I'll be able to get a 4th in this month, and that's because of the page count. The overall page count this month will be around 2,000 pages, which is probably going to be a little too much for me to bite off. So maybe in October I'll be starting with a book from September like normal. So let's start with the first book I'm planning to read for September, and that is The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. And I'm holding up the Everyman's Library edition. Now, The Big Sleep is only one book that is in this volume, and in this edition it's around 200 pages, not the longest. I believe it's about 240 pages in a format paperback if you're thinking of reading it in that format. It is a classic hard-boiled kind of detective novel. I've seen the movie of this with Humphrey Bogart. It's fantastic. In fact, I've seen a few of Chandler's books in movie form. I really enjoyed them. That's why he has kind of gone on to my 50 books to read before I'm 50. The Big Sleep is one of those books. So I'm really happy to get to this and get it off of my bucket list. Yes, that will be kicking off my September. The next book should come as no surprise, really, and that will be the next book in Malazan, Book of the Fallen. Book 5 is Midnight Tides. These are always really chunky. This is actually, though, one of the shortest books in the series. It's around, I think, about 940 pages. I know what you're thinking, 940 odd pages. That does not sound very short. But when it comes to this series, there are several books that are like 1,300 pages. So yeah, 940 pages, not too bad as far as Malazan Book of the Fallen goes, but this will take up a very large portion of my September. As you can imagine, these books, they are considered to be quite dense. I actually think that density really mostly comes from the scope, really, of kind of Stephen Erickson's imagination more than it does in the difficulty of the prose, but they're always very long books. And I'm going to go straight into another very chunky book. Not quite a mammoth this is about 20 odd pages shy of being a mammoth. I think about 770 pages. It's The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. Now this is the 6th book in my extended Dark Tower read through. My extended Dark Tower reading project is out of control. I think it's like 30 books that I need to read to get the full Dark Tower experience, and book 6 will be The Talisman. Now this, like as I was saying, 2,000 pages. This is probably going to sneak a little bit into October. I have a lot of work to do in the real world outside of all my reading. So, do you know what? As far as kind of reading hangovers go, I don't mind this kind of creeping into October because it's Stephen King, and what's more, what's going to get you in the mood for spooky season more than Stephen King? I know this isn't really a horror novel, so to speak, but having a little bit of like atmospheric Stephen King going into the fall, I feel that's really fitting. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's quite a divisive novel. I know not everyone loves The Talisman, but I've found that even the divisive Stephen King novels so far have been quite entertaining. So that is the 3rd and final book on my September TBR. Put in the description below whether or not you've read any of these books, so you can give me fair warning in case they are really good or not so good. I'll catch you in this video.